Alright, so what's going on, everybody? I hope you guys are having a good day. Today I got my buddy Luke here from Build Not Bought TV. We're going to be removing the rear end of the BMW E36 to be installing the new bushings from Condor Speed Shop, which I'll probably be doing that tomorrow or sometime next week. And we're also going to be welding in reinforcement plates. So we got the heater going and we're going to go ahead and drop this rear end. Fingers crossed, because we don't know what we're doing.
It's cold.
It is cold. Alright, so what?
So we're gonna get it done though.
We're gonna get it done. Alright, so without further ado, we're gonna go ahead and show you what to do to remove the whole rear end of the BMW E36. Alright, so the first thing we need to do is there's two nuts here. We gotta remove these e-brake cables. So to take them off, there's a 9mm, which is the top one, and a 12mm, which is the bottom bolt. Then you can just spin them all off. So another step in removing the rear subframe is you have to take off the e-brake completely. And these are the e-brake lines. You want to feed them past here, and then from there you can pull the rest of the line out from the back once you drop the whole rear end. So the next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and remove the rear shocks. This is an 18mm bolt down here, and there's two 12mm bolts at the top. So we're going to go ahead and remove the bottom one first. Then after we remove these, we'll go ahead and remove the calipers. Now let's go and go to the top. The two top bolts are 12, like I said, so we're going to go and remove those. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and remove the caliper. There's two bolts back here. Well, actually they're Allen nuts. It is a 7mm Allen key. Alright, so hopefully you can hear me over the heater, but this rear brake caliper, you want to line it and swoop it through this, which is the lower control arm, in order for it to dangle so you can remove the rest of the rear end. So you got to remove these two bolts here, which are 10mm bolts, and Luke's going to go and remove those, and then we'll show you how to feed the brake line through. Brake caliper, my bad.
We already loosened them.
Yeah. There's a trick to get it through. This is the e-brake cable, and you want to lift this up and pull that brake caliper through.
It's good.
So Luke's going to show you how to do that. It's kind of a tight fit, so you want to work high and then push up on that e-brake line. That way you can get it around. There you go. And there we go. Now you can just let it dangle with the bracket right here on the ground as we remove the whole rear end with just about 6 or 8 more bolts, and we're going to show you where those are. Alright, so I'm hoping you guys can still hear me. I hope I'm not yelling while the heater's on. But before we remove the rest of the rear end, we're going to take off the drive shaft. And it is a 16mm wrench. And the easiest way to do this is have another friend. But I line this up where I can take these 3 bolts off while the car is in gear. And then I can take them off and then have him take it out of gear while I'm still into the car. And then get the last one out. So I'm going to go ahead and remove these, and then we'll show you how to remove the rest. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and remove these rear trailing arms. There's 3 bolts here, and it's an 18mm socket. So let's go ahead and remove them. There we go, now we can remove the subframe bolts and we should be good to drop everything. So now it's time to remove the subframe bolts and everything should drop out. This is the rear subframe bolt, and there is the front one. I had to bend back the heat shield. I'll bend it back whenever we reinstall, but just to get to that bolt you gotta undo the heat shield bolt, and I just bent it. And these exact bolts are on the other side, mirror image. So I'm gonna go ahead and I have a jack here to hold up the weight on the diff, and I'm gonna go ahead and remove all 4 of these, and everything should drop out pretty smooth. So let's go ahead and see what happens. So it's kind of hard to see, but like I said before, this is your e-brake cable, and just like I did there, once you get it past that part, it comes right out of the car. There it is. I'll try and not make it blurry. Maybe. There it is. It focuses. But yeah, there's the e-brake cable. Then we can pull the other one out as well, which is right here. Wham bam! Now the whole rear end is out. sucker's out. Alright, so the whole rear frame is out finally. It really wasn't too bad. It was probably about a 2 or 3 hour job. The hardest part I think was actually removing the brake lines, not knowing what to do, and now we know. So thanks Luke for helping me out, bro.
Yeah, dude, no problem. Wasn't that bad. Can't wait to get the new bushings in. The car's gonna be stiff, and it'll be awesome to see it drift.
Oh yeah. And a little sneak peek of what's to come. This is what I got in the mail recently. And I'm pretty excited to be putting all these on. That's the main reason why I dropped the rear, is to put weld in all these reinforcement plates from Condor Speed Shop, as well as get all these bushings in and rear control arms. So should be fun. Stay tuned. This should be one of probably a part 3 video. The next video I'm gonna completely disassemble the rear end, take the subframe off, sand it down, paint it, and then also sand down the underbody and get ready for welding. So stay tuned for that. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you liked the video, and we'll catch you in the next one. Peace.